well, but the snow wasn't very far away as Jock Brown takes up the story of the match at kickoff.
So the massive pulling power of Rangers clear again for all to see, with a huge crowd inside Ibrox this afternoon, despite temperatures reminiscent of Siberia, although the pitch of course is in perfect condition thanks to the undersoil heating, and it now looks certain, even on the kickoff, that Clydebank will be playing in front of their biggest ever crowd in their history. Their record before today was 28,000, and certainly does appear as though there are many more in the stadium already. So Rangers playing exactly the same 11 for the third match in a row, and they haven't lost a goal, of course, since the 22nd of November when David Odd scored against them for Aberdeen at Pittodrie. There's also a bonus in attack provided by the form of young Robert Fleck, the scorer of 15 goals and the man who was named the Fine Fair Young Player of the Month for December. There's the referee, Jim Renton from Cowdenbeath. Butcher is given to the box. Played back again for Dave McPherson, once again lining up in the right back position. Pushing forward now, there's McPherson again with a shot. Played forward by Shanks. This is Conroy for Clydebank. And a quick turn for Graham Roberts to send the ball back to Chris Woods. Applause for everything Roberts is doing these days from the Rangers fans. Clydebank have John Davis back into midfield in place of David Irons, the only change to the team which lost to Hearts last week. And they have the recent signings from Airdrie, Jim Roger at fullback, and Jamie Fairley wearing number 7 in key roles. And they also have John Mayer playing in the centre-back position, a 20-year-old who was named in the Scottish under-21 squad earlier in the season. There's Durant back in defence. And Terry Butcher showing his control. Fleck using his pace. Turning it across goal. And splendid cover provided by Sammy Conn for Clydebank. But you can see the explosive pace of Fleck as he breaks clear here from Mayer. Turns it across goal. It's too far out for Gallagher. And Ferguson beaten to the ball by Conn. Fleck again. Brought down by McGee. So this is a dangerous situation for the Clydebank defence. Cooper is waiting for Dave McPherson and Graham Roberts to get into the box. And McPherson got there first. Couldn't direct the header on target, but that's a warning for the Clydebank defence. Beautiful free kick, the outswinger from Cooper. McPherson racing in to meet it, away from his marker, and the header was off target. Handball by Durant gives Clydebank the free kick. Here's Lex Grant. And Conroy was offside as the ball was played forward. Graham Roberts has been gesticulating to the Rangers defenders alongside Terry Butcher, and they all moved out in unison there to leave Conroy isolated. So here's Butcher with the free kick. Fleck was pushed by McGee. So another free kick to Rangers. Tim Gallagher, the very experienced and capable goalkeeper of Clydebank, organising his defence. Cooper flights it in again. That's missed in the end by McCoist, but a penalty kick has been awarded. Jim Renton, the referee, gives the penalty kick for a push on McPherson. Now this was well picked up by the referee. You've seen a tangle there as McPherson goes down. The referee pointing to the spot immediately, and Rangers have the perfect opportunity to open the account. And the stage is clear for Ali McCoist. He scored 2 out of 3 for Rangers this season. Here's McCoist against Gallagher. 1-0 to Rangers, 8 minutes gone, and McCoist's 19th goal of the season. Well, this was taken with complete confidence by McCoist, sending Gallagher the wrong way, driving the ball into the roof of the net, and Rangers now have the launching pad for another impressive performance. So facer undoubtedly for Clydebank, who had come out with a very well organised game plan, but it was breached on that occasion by the problems posed by McPherson in the air for the free kick. There's Conroy playing it forward. That was a good break from Clydebank. Jamie Fairley's finishing shot going wide. And that was well developed from midfield by Clydebank. Here's Conroy spotting the run, the diagonal run from Jamie Fairley. Fairley has a powerful shot. He tried to steer that into the corner and just missed out. Delightful chip from Souness. Then across by Ferguson. Fleck makes it 2 for Rangers. 13 minutes gone and it all looked so simple. Created initially by the chipped pass from Graham Souness. Now just look at that. Right into the path of Ferguson. Fleck was breaking into the box. He was first to the ball and Jim Gallagher had no chance at all. There's a sign that tells the story, and more joy for the Rangers fans. Well, Fleck gets goal number 16 of the season, and the Rangers supporters celebrate once again. Grant plays the ball against McPherson. Clydebank have pulled Jim Rodger into the centre of the defence to join Billy McGee and John Mayer, leaving Sammy Conn with the task of looking after Derek Ferguson on the Rangers' right, with Traynor the marker on Davy Cooper. And it's Cooper against Traynor once again. Well, that's a blatant body check by the Clydebank skipper, which will result in the first booking of the match. Well, there's no question at all that Traynor was being comprehensively beaten by Cooper. That's a delightful ball again from Davy Cooper, but good marking by Conroy. He did use an arm though. The referee has given the free kick to Rangers. But the 2-goal cushion allowing the artists like Davy Cooper to display their full range of talents. Here's Butcher. Breaks now to Fleck once again. This must be the third. Ali McCoist. It was always on the cards. It came from the free kick from Davy Cooper. A good powerful header from Butcher. Mayer was there. It broke against McCoist. Fleck was very quick going in. A delicate sideways flick and the overhead effort from Ali McCoist. And Rangers go 3 ahead. McCoist second of the match, just 3 minutes of half time. And the sharpness in the box of Fleck and McCoist pays off again for Rangers. Well, that has brought the huge crowd to life once again. Just when Clydebank appeared to have settled down a bit, they appear to be coping quite well defensively. A bad tackle by Fairley. Monroe was the victim. Fairley was the culprit. And there's trouble for the Clydebank player. Here's why. He was well beaten there by Monroe. Came in late with a scything tackle, sending Monroe to the ground. And into the last minute of the first half, a free kick for Rangers. Fleck coming wide to collect from Souness. Swept away by Traynor. Up goes Monroe. Tidy piece of play by John Davis in midfield, sending it back to Gallagher. And there goes the half-time whistle. Applause around the stadium from the Rangers fans. A thoroughly accomplished first half. Ali McCoist getting a couple, Robert Fleck getting the other. An unfortunate start for Clydebank, 2 goals in 13 minutes. The first coming when a push by Sammy Conn and Dave McPherson resulted in a penalty kick, struck home confidently by Ali McCoist. Then Robert Fleck was quickly in on a Derek Ferguson cross for the second in 13 minutes. And then just before half-time, a good piece of interplay between Fleck and Ali McCoist resulted in an acrobatic effort to make the half-time score Rangers 3. To a tremendous welcome from their huge support. The crowd confirmed that in excess of 36,000 during the interval. And that, remarkably, is almost 3 times the number which attended this fixture at the same time last year. That perhaps tells its own story. And Rangers starting off with a 3-goal lead. And looking anxious to increase that right at the start of the second half. Here's Davy Cooper. Crowded out and well beaten. It's Fairley who brings it clear. Here's Lex Grant. And Traynor was well tackled by Butcher, who committed himself to the challenge. Immediately the ball was played towards the Clydebank skipper. So Clydebank, no doubt, feeling a little bit unfortunate to be hit by these early hammer blows from Rangers. They settled down for a bit during the middle stages of the first half, and then of course went further behind. Ali McCoist picked up the third just before the interval. So testing time ahead for them as Rangers go forward once more, and it's too far ahead of Ali McCoist. So now there's going to be a tremendous welcome for the first Rangers substitute. The man going off is Davy Cooper, and his replacement is Ted McMinn. There's the welcome for McMinn. Davis playing it into space. Conroy goes with McPherson. Well, back it goes to Chris Woods in his 10th match now without losing a goal. Good tackle out by McCoist. Durant sending it wide for McMinn. Still McMinn. Derek Ferguson's there, but so too was Sammy Conn. Well, listen to the applause for Ted McMinn. It appeared to be impossible for him to develop anything from this situation. Appeared to be outnumbered by the Clydebank defence. Still found a way through. Send over a good deep cross, and there's good defending by Conn. Good pass from Conn. Here's Conroy. Fairley breaking into the box. Conroy sending it over. There's Fairley. And no luck at all for Clydebank. It came off Graham Roberts. And looked certain there that Wood's record shutout was going to end. Conroy striding forward, sending it across the deflection, carrying it to Fairley, and there was Roberts that deflected for the corner kick. Mayer's header. McCoist brings it down. Ferguson and Durant together. It's now with Fleck. Rogers' header. Fleck again has the chance to send it over. And Shanks gives it straight back to Fleck. A careless pass intended for Conn. Ferguson to Durant. It's a good tackle from Traynor. Souness. Now Roberts. Well, that's a bad tackle by Traynor. And Mark Traynor is in serious trouble. Remember, he was booked in the first half. And this will be the end of the match for him. It was played to Roberts. The Clydebank defenders very worried about his shooting power, and there's the tackle which will end the match for Mark Traynor. There's the red card. Well, a total tragedy for the young Clydebank defender. A little bit of an experience, I think. He'd already been booked in the first half. And off he goes, leaving Clydebank with 10 men, although they're about to bring on a fresh pair of legs. Up goes Lex Grant, who's been carrying a knot in the first half, and the replacement is the experienced figure of Jim Gibbon. Of course, there's no Davy Cooper on the field, so it's Durant with Souness this time. There's Souness. The second one also blocked by the Clydebank wall. And Roberts finds that deflected. Durant beats Gallagher to the ball. There was Mayer with some good defending, and now Butcher. Oh, tremendous action here at Ibrox, enjoyed by Jim Gallagher. Durant beating Gallagher to the ball, turning it across goal. There was John Mayer with a powerful header. Came to Butcher, trying to drive that, float it toward the top corner, and it's just wide of goal. Here's Fleck, taking on Roger. Still Fleck. And Jim Gallagher spreading himself to narrow the target, doing a fine job for Clydebank. McCoist did well to block the clearance initially. Fleck with his pace, because Jim Rogers, no slouch at all, challenging him. And Fleck appeared to get into a fine quality shot. Here's Jim Roger. McPherson cuts it off. Souness to Ferguson. McMinn is crossed to the right for Rangers. Taking on Given. Well, that was a blatant bit of obstruction also by Given. And McMinn took a blow in the face. Well, he certainly has made an impact since he came on in the second half. That was a sore one for him, as Given realised that he'd been left for pace. So another booking. With just 4 minutes of the match left, Rangers seeking now to finish with a flourish. Ferguson's playing it in. That's Fleck! Certainly a flourish from Robert Fleck. Doesn't score too many with his head. This is the simplest of all, but done with a lot of power, leaving Gallagher unable to reach it at the top corner. So Fleck gets the fourth, increases his tally for the season now to 17, and that's impressive striking in any language. Souness takes over again in the midfield. Opens play out again, this time finding McPherson. McMinn dropping deep. Can't get enough of the ball, can Ted McMinn. That's a fine pass from McPherson. And Joe Dixon made that timely interception. Fleck and McCoist both waiting in the box. Look at that pass from McMinn, splitting the Clydebank defence. The early ball from McPherson, and there was Dixon for Clydebank. McMinn's corner, up it goes again, there's Fleck! An unhappy day for Jim Gallagher, but a joyful one for Robert Fleck. It was Terry Butcher who headed the ball into the danger area. Well up for that one. Fleck was unmarked, all he had to do was knock it past Jim Gallagher, and Rangers now leading by 5-0 with Fleck completing his third hat-trick of the season.
And of course Rangers can go top on Wednesday night.